Today, we're diving into the life of a man who has shaped American politics, social justice movements, and the media landscape. This is the story of Van Jones, a civil rights activist, political commentator, and entrepreneur. From his childhood to his present-day career, Van Jones has become one of the most well-known and polarizing figures in American politics. But who is Van Jones, and how did he get to where he is today? Let's find out. Van Jones was born on September 20, 1968, in Jackson, Tennessee, and grew up in the small town of Dyersburg, Tennessee. Raised by his mother, a schoolteacher, and his father, a factory worker, Van learned early the importance of hard work, education, and standing up for what's right. Growing up in the segregated South, Van experienced the racial inequalities that would later shape his activism. He was an excellent student, and after high school, he went on to study political science at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. It was here that his interest in politics and activism really began to bloom. Jones wasn't just interested in theory, he was passionate about action. After earning his degree, he went on to pursue a law degree at Yale Law School, where he would later make significant connections in the activist world. After completing his law degree in 1993, Van Jones initially worked as a public defender. But he quickly transitioned into the world of activism, co-founding several organizations focused on social justice. He founded the Ella Baker Center for Human Rights in 1996, which advocated for criminal justice reform and worked to reduce youth incarceration. Jones was committed to bridging divides in the country, especially when it came to race and justice. His passion for reform led him to work on environmental issues too, founding Green for All in 2007, a nonprofit aimed at making green jobs accessible to underserved communities. In mid-2006, Van Jones became a recognizable face in the media. He joined CNN as a political commentator, offering sharp analysis on the issues of the day. But it was during the presidency of Barack Obama that Van's career really skyrocketed. In 2009, President Obama appointed Jones as the special advisor for green jobs in the White House Council on Environmental Quality. The appointment was seen as a big step forward for Jones and his efforts to combine social justice with environmentalism. His goal was simple: create jobs while saving the planet. However, this high-profile role was short-lived. Van Jones's time in the Obama administration ended in controversy. In 2009, after just 6 months, he resigned amid growing pressure over his past associations. Specifically, critics highlighted his previous work with the 9/11 Truth Movement, which questioned the official narrative surrounding the September 11 attacks. This caused a political firestorm, with critics arguing that Jones held fringe views. After resigning, Van Jones publicly apologized for his past associations, but the controversy had already damaged his standing in some political circles. Despite the setback, Van Jones wasn't done. In the years that followed, he reinvented himself as an even more powerful voice in the media. He returned to CNN, where he became a frequent commentator on politics, race relations, and criminal justice. His eloquent and passionate speeches on issues such as police brutality, systemic racism, and environmental justice earned him a loyal following. In 2016, he launched The Van Jones Show on CNN, where he engaged in deep conversations with thought leaders, politicians, and activists. He also became known for his work as an author, writing Rebuild the Dream, a book that outlined his vision for a more just and equitable America. Van Jones's political stance is often described as progressive, but with a pragmatic approach. He advocates for policies that address climate change, promote economic equality, and reform the criminal justice system. However, he's been known for pushing for bipartisan solutions, trying to bridge divides between the left and right, particularly in areas like prison reform. Jones was a vocal supporter of the First Step Act, a criminal justice reform bill signed into law by President Donald Trump in 2018. His willingness to work with political figures across the aisle has earned him both admiration and criticism. Some see him as a bridge builder, while others accuse him of being too compromising. In recent years, Van Jones has continued his advocacy for progressive causes, but he remains a polarizing figure. His stance on certain issues, especially his relationship with the Trump administration and some of his positions on race relations, have sparked heated debate. He's been criticized by some progressive circles for his cooperation with conservative figures and for his perceived soft stance on certain issues. On the other hand, Jones's ability to bring people together, even across political divides, has led to positive outcomes in areas like criminal justice reform and environmental justice. He remains a vocal advocate for change, often using his platform to push for policies that address the needs of marginalized communities. From a small-town boy in Tennessee to a prominent voice in American politics, Van Jones's journey is one of resilience, controversy, and an unyielding commitment to justice. He's navigated the complexities of politics and media with passion and conviction, even when faced with adversity. His story isn't just one of triumph, it's also one of learning, evolving, and grappling with difficult questions. Van Jones shows us that sometimes, the path to making a difference isn't always a straight line. Whether you agree with him or not, Van Jones's impact on American society is undeniable. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Van Jones's life and career, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more insightful stories. Let us know in the comments what you think of Van Jones and his journey.